Hi, I'm Jenny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. Welcome to Connections on Purpose. Whether you're here with us live on Zoom, joining us on Facebook, or watching later on YouTube, I'm glad you're here. This is a time to slow down, fill up, and connect with other heart-centered women who are making their difference in the world. And I'm blessed to have one of those women with me today. Laura DiFranco is speaking on setting personal boundaries for maximum flow and business and success in life and business. Laura, in addition to being a great friend, great supporter of the On Purpose Woman Global Community, and just an all-around great human, is also the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, an award-winning publisher for holistic health and business experts with a mission to help the world experience what's possible. She leads a community of over 3,000 authors from 25 countries around the globe and has published over 100 Amazon best-selling titles. She's a spoken word poet, lifelong spiritual seeker, and 16-time author, including her latest book, Write Your Dream Life, which just came into my mailbox yesterday, Laura. Thank you. You
Jenny.
can find out more about Laura and Brave Healer Productions at lauradefranco.com, and that link is in the text of this video. So, Laura, thank you again for being here, for sharing your wisdom with our community, and you're on.
All right. Thank you, Jenny, so much. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you today. This is called 18 times. I was here 18 times on my morning walk, the ellipses between moments, self-talk that put me to sleep, waking up to the sunrise, golden light between forest leaves. I see the practice before me. I turn my italics into quote marks and direct the universe more sturdily this time. I'm ready for the awe, I say. I'm ready for the wonder. I'm ready for the transformation that blows my mind and shines like a light from my pores, universe. I am the vessel you've been hoping for, and I'm ready to change the world. The mountain laurel tastes like cotton candy, and the lucky green carpet holds my boat as I bob in an ocean of inspiration. One inhale gets me there, and the exhale reminds me to do it again. The walk home is better. I'm here 36 times, and I understand exactly what I need to do tomorrow. So today, thank you, we are going to talk about boundaries. Oh my goodness, boundaries. So setting personal boundaries. Most people think boundaries restrict their lives or businesses. I know this group knows the truth. Boundaries create the conditions for flow, creativity, and success. We say yes many times when we actually mean no. Our body mind tells us no. You guys were just talking about this from your breakout rooms, right? Why do we do this when we know what it leads to? When you think of what this means and what happens when we fall prey to people pleasing, neglect our self-care, have a lack of boundaries, what are some of the things that come up in your mind that it leads to? You could even type a few of them in the chat. Like, what are some of those consequences you guys talked about in your breakouts, right? What happens is so many kinds of things that we do not want. Without boundaries, we're going to burn out. There are going to be energy leaks. Priorities will be set by everybody else but you. Diminished creativity, resentment, self-sabotage. Ugh, right? No thanks. So with boundaries, oh, I love this picture of her. You know, like you just want to put your arms out, right? With boundaries, your time aligns with your mission. Your energy supports your purpose. Your work becomes magnetic instead of exhausting. So today I want to share a framework of awareness with you guys. I'm going to talk about some practical ways to set boundaries that are going to help you create that flow, that clarity, that success that you want, right? We're going to talk a little bit about the beliefs that lead to the lack of boundaries, how we're going to create some new ones that align with your goals and dreams. And we're going to actually come up with an action step boundary today, which is going to be badass. So, my why for this is over this last year or so, I said yes to so many things out, we've got reasons, right? But I said yes to a lot of things. And I was teetering on physical exhaustion and on the fence of, I could feel the burnout happening and had to make decisions before my body, had to scream at me instead of whisper. So I've gotten pretty good at listening to the whispers. And I got my health back this year, and I'm happy about that. But boundaries are hard. It's hard sometimes. The reason I gave you the question about duty and obligation is because I think for me, that was the hardest one. It was like I had a duty to my family, especially my family, my kids, all the people. And those were the hardest ones, right? There are beliefs we have adopted that drive our existence, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors or actions. A lot of them come from a long time ago, y'all, right? So maybe even traumatic, that helped us make these decisions about how things are, that belief forms, right? And then it drives all our thoughts. Based on those decisions, we fall into a habit possibly of people pleasing, lack of boundaries, lack of our own self-care and health and wellness in the name of being what? You guys, I know you know, right? In the name of being good, being a good girl, being professional, doing the right thing, or, right? And you guys can fill in that blank because you all have a version of this that you've been struggling with. So the beliefs that are coming from these places, the thoughts, they're either going to put us in a primal state or a power state. Primal is that fight or fight. That stuff does not feel good. Power state, aligned, joyful, energetic. Aligned boundaries keep us in our power where inspired ideas and solutions live. Goal, let's be in a power state as much as possible. It's super duper simple, you guys. Let's get to the power state. How are we going to get there? Right? Aligned boundaries keep us in our power state. This is where everything good that you desire, all of that resourcefulness, the ahas, the solutions come from. So let's talk about some practical boundaries that we can set. Protect your energy, number one for me. Your energy is your most valuable business asset, you guys. Most valuable business asset is your energy. Visionaries, my entrepreneur friends, what we do a lot is we overgive, we overcommit, we try to help everyone. But energy boundaries determine your ability to lead, create, and serve. So instead of asking, what do people need from me? This question on the screen here. What about where is my energy best used? So you might try writing down a few things for yourself right now. Let's, see if you can come up with 1 to 3 things that are draining your energy lately. Can you jot a couple of them down? Can you think about some of the things that are draining your energy? My examples lately are my email inbox. Oh my gosh, this monster. The scrolling social, gut check yourself. Is that draining your energy or increasing your energy? Discovery calls with people who are not a fit for my services. What a drain. right? What are some of your examples? And then answer these questions for yourself once you have the awareness of what these things are. Which one of these, what's your priority, needs a boundary? You might even look down at your list and circle one or highlight one. Ooh, I think this one is the one I'm going to start with. And what would that boundary look like? They could be very, very simple. We might decide not to respond to messages after a certain hour in the evening. We might limit our free advice conversations. We might schedule some recovery time after meetings. These are going to be all different for you guys. Like, right? The key here, your energy is not unlimited. Protecting it protects your mission. Staying in that power state where your thoughts and feelings are aligned with your vision and feel good, that brings energy to you. The second kind of boundary I want you to think about is your time. This is one that I think you're all familiar with. And instead of asking, well, let's back up. Time boundaries protect a lot of things. Time boundaries protect focus, productivity. And for me, it was my health. Entrepreneurs operate a lot of the times in constant reaction mode, constant availability, constant interruption. But flow state requires protected time. It requires it. So my morning routine, oh my gosh, you guys, my miracle morning routine. I love having one. It has become absolutely crucial, and it's my success strategy, honestly. If I don't get the first 2 hours of the morning for me, everyone I serve that day is getting less of me. So today I knew I was speaking. I went for my hour-long walk. I did some gratitude journaling. I did my couple of minutes of meditation. I got my 2 hours in because I knew I would be serving in a slightly bigger way today by being here with you all. So high-performing creators and leaders guard their creative time. They block it. And their thinking time and their strategic time. So no meetings before noon. I don't know about that one. Mine is like 9 or 10. Noon sounds very luxurious, but maybe for some of you who don't get up so early, right? One day a week for strategy. Definitely my Friday afternoons are all blocked off, and my last Monday of the month is blocked off. So write down a couple of activities that most move your mission forward. What are some of the things that are aligned that you're doing? Right? If you don't set these time boundaries, someone else is going to set them. What's working for you? So my example, calls with vetted prospective clients, writing, teaching, creating educational content, ample self-care time. That has been such a big deal lately. Space to think, create, write, meditate. So these things that move your mission forward in this protecting your time, how much time do they currently get? Just think about that for a minute. See if you can answer that question. And how much time do you want them to get? I was going to say should, but I don't like to say should, about these things. So how much more time do you want to give these things? How can you work that out? And what I want you to do now is maybe think about one time boundary that you could implement immediately. What's resonating? Do you need an hour miracle morning blocked off? What do you need for your alignment? I love blocking writing time. I love having no meetings before a certain time. I love my strategy days. So if you don't set your boundaries around time, guess who will? Everyone else. Somebody else is going to set them if you don't. The third kind of boundary we can think about setting is to protect our purpose. This is a big one for you entrepreneurs who've got a mission or a vision in the world and you're building your business and building an empire. Purpose boundaries protect your focus, alignment, vision, energy, and health again. One of the biggest reasons entrepreneurs burn out is they say yes to opportunities that aren't aligned with their actual mission and vision. It's the FOMO thing, the shiny object syndrome, all the things that we do when we say yes. But in reality, there's just not enough time given to being super clear about what that alignment looks like. So we just say yes as the experiment. It's like we're saying yes to everything to figure it out, and then we're draining our energy, and then we can't say yes. So, what about getting super duper clear about what the alignment looks and feels like in your body? I love that you guys were talking about that earlier. And get that clarity first. So, the yes that you do say can powerfully move your needle forward. This is effective. Opportunities can look good, but still pull you off your train tracks. A purpose boundary asks some questions. Does this align with my mission? Does this move my vision forward? Is this the right season or timing for it? So I'm going to give you a couple more sentences to complete for yourself. What's the vision or mission? Take some time later today to get super clarity on that. Journal it out, and then opportunities that are not aligned with my mission, think about that and answer that question. What are they? What have I been saying yes to that just hasn't been aligned? This awareness will be super key for you all. It will transform your boundary setting. And then you can even play with a sentence. Pam was doing such a great job earlier telling us about how she was responding to someone in a relationship. Sometimes you need to practice a script of the no. And so you could even try to write a sentence or two down about how you will respond to that person when you have to say no when it's not aligned. Right? Every yes that isn't aligned takes away from your mission and vision. So ultimately, boundaries create freedom. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They're about protecting the life and work you're here to create. The more success you have, the more boundaries you're going to need. Heads up, the better it gets, the more you'll need. So start setting them now. When you create boundaries around your energy, your time, your purpose, you create the conditions for flow, creativity, and meaningful success. So you might ask yourself one question today now, and that would be, what boundary, maybe after hearing these different categories, energy, time, purpose, what boundary would most transform my life or business right now? Write that down. Can you think of one? What would be one boundary that would transform your life if you started setting it today, putting it into place? So I would like to invite you to check out our Write Your Dream Life community. This is a group that I run. It's the Write Your Dream Life Community and Manifestation Club. We discuss and practice the mindset, routines, actions, and strategies that create transformation. We meet 3 to 4 times a month, every Monday, except for the last Monday of the month, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern. This group has been going since the beginning of the year. Some of the lovely women in here today are in that group. And my biggest aha, and I always create stuff I need, is I wanted to play in the sandbox with other people who were willing to help hold me accountable to my mindset practices, to my boundary setting, to my manifestation practices. So you guys can check out the program at writeyourdreamlife.com. We've had some incredible discussions, and I've had a lot of really amazing, kind words about this program come around to me. I love being in a space with like-minded people focused on moving forward rather than staying stuck. Amen, Arena. Collaboration can kind of be a dirty word, says Scott, but when you talk about manifesting a dream, this is the group. Intense, open, heart-centered discussions. Yes, these are the people that I want to play with, right? Mary, thank you, is talking about the container and the container she needed for her accountability. And what I realized too with this accountability is that I was able to take my practices to a certain point, but when I started to be in groups and create accountability partners, oh my goodness, things started to change, and it has been an incredible journey. So that is the end of that today. Thanks, Ginny.
Thank you, Laura. Wow. Yeah, that was great. That's wonderful reminders and some new ways of looking at everything. And I want to ask those women who are here with us on Zoom today, if you would unmute yourselves and let's give Laura a big round of love and applause and shout outs and yays and
Yay, Laura. Yeah.
there's some
Thank
great
you,
stuff into
Laura.
the
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
use those
Fantastic.
action things
for
and
the
shower her
reminder.
with all kinds of hearts and love and stuff. So yay, Laura, thank you. Thank you so much for all of that. Yeah, another discussion to be had, I'm sure, at a later date. So, any of you, I'm like kind of speechless right now. Any of you who joined us live or catching the replay, thank you for being part of this community. And if you'd like to get more involved, join us for future connections on purpose gatherings on Zoom or in person, or explore On Purpose Woman magazine. Just visit opwgc.com. That is also in the text of this video. You'll find inspiration, connection, and opportunities to grow both personally and professionally, all while staying true to who you are. So until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, stay grounded in purpose. I usually end it there, and keep looking at those boundaries, y'all. Keep checking out your boundaries. Thank you so much, everyone, for being with us.
Thanks, Laura and Jenny. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.